Mars has always been the planet we point to when we dare to imagine a second home for humanity. But what if the very world we dream of settling carries a flaw so deep and so catastrophic that no blueprint, no habitat design, and no futuristic technology can fully overcome it? Imagine the moment you leave Earth behind, a tiny glowing marble fading into the dark, while ahead, a silent red world waits with challenges no human civilization has ever faced. Your spacecraft navigates the void for months, far beyond the safety of Earth's magnetic shield, exposed to invisible radiation, capable of altering memory, weakening cells, and quietly rewriting the body you depend on. Even if you reach Mars unscathed, the planet's welcoming face is a carefully crafted illusion. A day almost identical to Earth's tricks your instincts into believing the environment might be familiar, but the reality is far more brutal. Mars bleeds heat into space so quickly that morning warmth can turn into life-threatening cold before dusk. The thin air barely holds pressure, barely slows winds, barely protects you, and yet carries microscopic dust capable of disrupting electronics, damaging suits, and infiltrating every piece of machinery with a persistence unlike anything on Earth. This dust is not just background scenery, it behaves like an active force shaping the planet's climate. As the sun heats the surface, tiny storms form, swirling upward, merging, amplifying, and feeding on themselves until they swell into continent-wide tempests. They darken the planet for weeks, starving solar systems, freezing equipment, and reducing visibility to mere meters. And this is only the beginning of the fatal flaw, a flaw so fundamental to Mars that solving it may require technology humanity has not yet invented and maybe never will. If Mars is humanity's next chapter, it will not be written gently. It will be carved from danger, isolation, and a planet that refuses to yield. To understand why Mars resists human settlement so fiercely, you must understand the nature of its dust, not the harmless dust of Earth, but a hyperfine electrostatic powder that clings to metal, corrodes circuits, and floats in the air for months at a time. Each particle absorbs sunlight like a microscopic heater, warming pockets of atmosphere and igniting vast updrafts. These rising columns drag even more dust from the ground, creating runaway loops that evolve into storms so large they can be seen from millions of kilometers away. When the atmosphere fills with these particles, the sun dims to a faint orange glow. Solar panels fail, batteries drain, and equipment begins to freeze. Rovers on the surface have learned this lesson the hard way. Some slowly lost power beneath thick layers of dust. Others entered forced hibernation modes, hoping sunlight would one day return. Not all of them woke up, and humans would face the same threat. A Martian colony relying only on solar power would be one storm away from catastrophe. No light, no heat, no communication, no survival. But even beyond storms, Mars hides another layer of danger beneath your feet. Its soil is beautiful but toxic, rich in perchlorates and heavy metals that poison crops, infiltrate roots, and enter the bloodstream. Growing food is possible, but only after filtration, rinsing, fertilization, and constant chemical monitoring, a process so energy-intensive that agriculture becomes a luxury. Even with greenhouses, every leaf would be a victory. But radiation is the enemy you cannot see. With no global magnetic field and almost no atmosphere, cosmic particles bombard the surface day and night. Future settlers would live under meters of regolith or ice, protected not by the planet, but from it. Mars may look peaceful from orbit, but its environment is engineered by natural laws that do not care whether humans survive or vanish, and this is only one piece of the planet's fatal flaw. Even if humanity solves the problems of storms, power, and agriculture, Mars presents a challenge far more subtle and far more dangerous: its gravity. At just 38% of Earth's pull, it slowly reshapes the human body in ways we have only begun to understand. Muscles weaken faster than they can be strengthened. Bones lose density, even under intense exercise regimes. The cardiovascular system struggles to regulate pressure, and fluids drift upward in the body, distorting vision and altering brain function. Over months or years, settlers may experience changes no medical team on Earth can fully predict or reverse. And while technology can mitigate some effects, gravity itself cannot be engineered away, but the physical strain is only half the battle. The psychological toll of life on a distant world may be the true test of survival. Imagine waking every morning under a sky that never turns blue, knowing Earth is a pale dot you cannot return to quickly, if ever. Communication delays ensure that no conversation is truly real-time, no emergency can be answered instantly, and no emotional support arrives when it is needed. Most isolation becomes a constant companion. Every noise inside the habitat echoes the fragility of the systems keeping you alive. Every dust storm outside reminds you how powerless you are beyond your artificial bubble. Even the landscape, majestic, silent, infinite, presses on the mind like a weight. Mars offers nothing natural that sustains life. No rivers, no breathable air, no shelter, no sound except the whisper of wind across stone. To live here is to live inside the edge of survival every day. And yet, the deeper truth is even more unsettling. Mars cannot change. It is not broken. It functions exactly as physics demands. It is humanity that must adapt until our bodies, minds, and technologies either evolve or fail. This reality defines Mars's fatal flaw. It is not one problem. It is all of them at once. And yet, despite every danger, every obstacle, and every unanswered question, the dream of setting foot on Mars persists. NASA pushes forward with new habitat concepts, modular reactors, underground bases carved inside ancient lava tubes, and fleets of robotic builders that might reshape the surface long before the first astronaut arrives. Private companies promise faster timelines, larger transport ships, and self-sustaining colonies capable of operating for decades. But even the boldest plans eventually collide with the same immovable wall. Mars is not a world designed for us. Its thin air cannot shield us. Its soil cannot feed us without intervention. Its storms can darken the sky and shut down entire settlements. Its radiation demands we bury ourselves beneath the very planet we seek to explore, and its gravity may slowly transform us into something no longer fully human. The fatal flaw of Mars is not a single issue that can be engineered away. It is the combination of every hostile condition acting at once, every day, forever. A colony on Mars would not be a triumph of nature, but a triumph over nature. An artificial bubble surviving inside an environment waiting to reclaim it the moment the systems fail. And yet, this is also what makes the dream irresistible. To build a foothold on a world that rejects us is the ultimate test of ingenuity. It forces humanity to confront its limits, to innovate beyond comfort, to redefine what it means to survive. Perhaps the first settlers will look out through reinforced windows at a storm tearing across the horizon and realize they are living in the most extreme frontier any species has ever attempted. Perhaps they will succeed. Perhaps they will rewrite the rules of exploration. Or perhaps Mars will prove that not every world is meant to be conquered. One thing is certain, the decision to go will shape the future of our civilization, and the fatal flaw of Mars will shape everyone brave enough to face it.